It was a rainy Friday night, the kind that makes the streets shine like wet mirrors. I had just finished a late shift at work, and all I wanted was to get home. I called an Uber. The app pinged almost instantly. A car was 5 minutes away. A black sedan. Older model, slightly scratched. Nothing alarming. I got in. The driver didn't say much, just nodded. His eyes, they stayed forward, focused on the road, but I caught glimpses of him in the mirror. He was pale, almost sickly, and there was a stiffness to him, like he hadn't moved freely in years. I tried small talk. Long night? No response, just a subtle nod. The rain beat against the windows. Street lights flickered. I told myself, maybe he's just tired. We drove past the usual routes. I live in a quiet suburb, but he didn't turn where he should have. Aren't you supposed to turn here? I asked. He didn't answer. He kept driving, deeper into unfamiliar streets, narrow, winding roads, lined with overgrown bushes and cracked sidewalks. I tried the app on to cancel the ride, but it glitched. The cancel ride button wouldn't work. Sir, can you turn around? I said, my voice tighter now. Still nothing. The rain slowed, almost stopped. The world outside was quiet, too quiet. I noticed that every house we passed had lights off, no movement, no cars, just shadows. And then I noticed the smell. Something rotten, faint at first, like decay hidden beneath wet leaves. I looked at him in the mirror. His eyes met mine this time. Empty. Hollow. Where are you taking me? I whispered. A faint smile crept across his lips, almost knowing. He slowed, turned onto a dirt path. The trees arched over the car, blocking the streetlights. Darkness swallowed us. My phone buzzed. A notification from the Uber app. It said, "Driver is unavailable. Your ride has ended." But we weren't stopping. The car continued. Panic surged. I unbuckled my seatbelt, tried the door. Locked. Deadlocked. I screamed. No response. Not from him, not from anywhere. The forest seemed alive, rustling, whispering. Finally, he spoke. A whisper, barely audible. Almost there. The trees opened to a small clearing. Fog hugged the ground. In the middle, an old abandoned house. Windows shattered, paint peeling, the front door slightly ajar. He parked, slowly, methodically, turned off the engine. "Get out," he said. Flat. Emotionless. I froze. My instinct screamed. I yanked the door, locked. Nothing. Then the lights flicked on, inside the house. Pale, flickering bulbs. Shadows moved, dancing against broken walls. He got out and opened the back door. "Go on." I ran into the night. Rain soaked me, mud in my shoes. I didn't look back. The house disappeared behind the fog. I called the police, explained the location. They told me nothing was there. Just forest, no car, no driver, no house. But as I still smell it sometimes, that rotten wet decays every time it rains, and sometimes when I get an Uber late at night, I catch a glimpse of a black sedan in the rearview mirror, empty until it isn't.
I moved into a new apartment, cheap, on the edge of the city. Needed something fast, needed something quiet. The building was old. Smells of dust and mildew clung to every corner, the kind of place that creaks and sighs, as if it remembers everyone who lived there before. First night, I unpacked. Nothing unusual, just shadows stretching across walls. Then I noticed it, the door across the hall. Unit 4B, locked, always locked. And yet, sometimes, the lights inside flickered. I asked the neighbor about it. "Ah, that one. Been empty for years," she said, smiled nervously. "They left in a hurry." I shrugged it off. Old buildings, old wiring. Lights flicker. But the noises started. Footsteps, slow, deliberate, right outside my door, even when I was home alone. Sometimes a whisper, too soft to understand, almost calling my name. One night I stayed up, listening. The apartment was silent. Then, tap, 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 on my bedroom window. I live on the 3rd floor. No one should be able to reach that window. Heart pounding. I looked outside. Nothing, just the empty fire escape. I told myself, I'm imagining things. Stress, moving, just stress. But then I noticed scratches on the wall across from my bed. Fresh, red, almost like fingernails. I tried to leave, grabbed my keys, ran to the lobby. The front door wouldn't open. The elevator doors opened, then closed on their own. I called the building manager. No answer. Then, a voice, barely audible, coming from 4B. Don't go. I froze. My phone slipped from my hand. The whisper became a laugh. Hollow, mocking. I had to see, had to know, if someone was in there. I crept down the hall. Door 4B. The light flickered again. I reached for the handle. Cold. Metal. I twisted, and the door swung open. Inside. Nothing. Dust. Debris. Shadows that seemed to move on their own. Then I saw it. On the floor. A single pair of shoes. Wet. Muddy. Freshly worn. And above them, a message scratched into the wall. I've been waiting. I ran. No hesitation. Down the stairs. Out the lobby. Into the empty street. Called the police. They found nothing. Apartment 4B. Untouched. Empty. No footprints. No shoes. I never went back. I never stayed overnight again. But sometimes, late at night, I hear whispers over the phone. Come back. And I know. They're waiting.
It started with a noise, a soft scratching. Late at night, when the world outside was silent. I live alone, on the 2nd floor of an old building. Quiet neighborhood. Streetlights casting long shadows. Perfectly normal. Or so I thought. At first. I ignored it. Windows creak, trees scrape against walls. Then, I saw it. A figure, pale, still, standing outside my bedroom window. I froze, heart hammering, breath caught in my throat. It didn't move, didn't blink, just stared. I backed away, picked up my phone, dialed 911. The line went dead. I thought it was a coincidence, maybe a neighbor, a prank, but it wasn't. Night after night, it returned. Same time, same spot, watching, waiting. I tried covering the windows, curtains, blankets. Nothing worked. One night, I left the lights on, sat in the living room, tried to read, tried to convince myself it was in my head. Then, a shadow passed over the doorway. Slow, methodical, deliberate. I grabbed a flashlight, shined it toward the window. Nothing. But then, the scratching started. On the inside, not the outside, on my walls, my furniture, my skin. I called a locksmith, changed locks, installed new alarms, cameras, motion sensors. It didn't matter. One morning, I woke to a note on my bed, written in red. Not ink, something thicker, fresh, smelling faintly metallic. I'm closer than you think. I checked the cameras. Footage. Static. The motion sensors didn't trigger. Nothing recorded. I moved. Cross country. New apartment. Different city. For a while, silence. Peace. Relief. Then, last night, I woke to scratching at the window. My new window. 2nd floor. No trees nearby. I looked. A pale figure. Watching. Smiling. Waiting. I realized then, some things don't leave. They follow. Always.